My name is Brian Gray. I'm living the dream. 5 years ago, I was unemployed and depressed, till a fateful trip to Wawa and a chance encounter changed my life and future forever. See, I was putting gas in my mom's car on my way to what I was sure would be another disappointing interview, and the clerk behind the counter asked me how I was doing. Said, "Fine, you?" He said, "Living the dream." I thought, that's adorable. The clerk at Wawa's living the dream. Then I started thinking about it. We're in control of our own happiness. Can't let status or finances get in the way of that. So I went to the interview. I used that exact same line. Guess what? I got the job. I've been putting food on tables to put food on my table ever since. Now I know it's not the standard job for a college-educated person to have, but it affords me an opportunity to pursue my real passion, stand-up comedy. Hence, I'm living my dream. My sitcom is based upon my experience bartending, making people laugh by saying things I really shouldn't, and keeping a positive attitude. When I tell people I'm living the dream, it's often met with a lot of skepticism. Like, how's this guy living the dream? But once I tell them I get paid to watch sports, work with pretty college girls around food and liquor, they often change their tune. The message for my sitcom will be delivered in many settings, such as our small petting zoo my wife Sarah and I call home. We have 5 cats and 2 dogs. It'll deal with real-life situations like my mom's worry that we're trying not to have babies, or my dad's concern that I'm wasting time waiting tables. It'll feature my friends who come over to escape their problems, have a beer and a laugh, and work on our various projects together. Like my one friend Gavin. He's from London. His accent is so thick that sometimes on the phone I begin to question whether or not I really am speaking English. He'll ask me a bunch of questions. I'll just say yes to him because I don't understand what he's saying. 20 minutes later, he'll show up unexpectedly. Recently, my wife Sarah made me sell my video game system. She said the only guys our age still playing video games are living in their mom's basement. I reminded her, we just moved out. As soon as we got to the video game store, I knew she was right. The clerk behind the counter was our age, and he was debating about why Lisa and Maggie from The Simpsons never seemed to age. Recently, one of my tables at the bar was a book club meeting, and the ladies, a little older, asked me about the various kinds of iced tea we had. I said we have unsweetened, sweetened, raspberry, or Long Island. The lady said, "Ooh, I can't have alcohol. I'm on drugs." I said, what a coincidence. Me too. I also had a Subaru salesman pitching to a potential mark sitting at my bar, and he asked him what other cars the guy was considering. And the guy mentioned a Volkswagen Jetta. And the salesman said to him, "Volkswagens are great, but the only problem is they smell like crayon." I couldn't resist, so I had to interject. "Better than tree sap and sweaty hippie like a Subaru." Salesman said, "Okay, funny guy, what kind of car do you drive and what does it smell like?" I told him, "I drive a Wrangler. It smells like pot." Then I told him the story of my friend whose car smelled like alcohol. Now he takes the bus. When we first brought our puppies home, my neighbor came over and he said, "Brian, you gotta get rid of the dogs. I'm tired of hearing my kids talk about them." I suggested, "Why don't you get rid of the kids? I won't have them over here bothering me. You won't have to hear about my dogs." Win-win. My sitcom will appeal to all audiences. The dinks, or double income, no kids. The kids because of the animals, and couples and families alike. It'll be relatable to anyone who's ever had to struggle with their finances, balancing what they want to do with what they can afford to do. My name is Brian Gray. I'm living the dream, and I hope you decide to live it with me. Thank you.